Let's go. Hi everyone, welcome to the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword walkthrough, and today we will be covering the Lanayru Desert. So now that you're outside of the Earth Temple, we can go ahead and we're going to head to the sky. So yeah, it's been a while. I had school going on, and you might notice that there's a bit difference in the narration. I have a new microphone, so yeah, my microphone also broke, so I was unable to really do anything. But I got a new one now, and summer's here. I have a job, but it's relaxed, so I should be able to get some more videos. I should be able to finish this walkthrough. I'm gonna redo a Link to the Past walkthrough also this summer, so be on the lookout for that. And so, yeah. But anyways, to continue with this, we want to head to Skyloft. And now that we have the final tablet, we want to put it in the Temple of the Goddess. So go ahead and fly to the Temple of the Goddess, head inside, and put that final tablet in place. Once you do that, a cutscene will ensue, and we will see that there is a new place to go. This is Lanayru Desert. So we could head off to Lanayru Desert, and if you didn't pick up the goddess cubes from before, you might want to do that now. However, if you already did that in 2 chapters ago, in chapter 4, with me, then we're pretty much good to go. We will be encountering electricity a lot, and so our iron shield is not going to do us much good though, so we're going to head back to the bazaar and switch out our iron shield. Also, in chapter 4 we unlocked goddess cube number 9, however we will not be able to get that one. You'll see it on your map in Skyloft here, but we won't be able to get it for a little while, not till later in the game, so we're just going to have to leave it for now. So in the bazaar, if you don't have a wooden shield, I recommend buying one. Your shield will actually be very helpful. Otherwise, make sure you upgrade anything you can from the scrap shop. Although I don't think there is much to upgrade at this point. We need a few different items, especially the tumbleweed there, which we will be getting a lot of in this next segment. So, yeah, if you can't upgrade anything, go ahead and grab a wooden shield, or get your shield back from the item check. With the treasures that we've gotten so far, you should be able to upgrade the wooden shield to the banded shield, which I already did in this walkthrough. Also, if your shield is damaged at all like mine, you can get it repaired, but it'll cost you. I wasn't too worried about it, so I decided not to get it repaired. And I stupidly used my revitalization potion when I didn't have my shield out. But as you can see, we need tumbleweed to upgrade our shield, so the place we're going is the only place we'll be able to get tumbleweed in the game, so I will be showing you how to get a lot of it, because you can use it for quite a bit of things. Also, if you haven't done any of the gratitude crystals, we've gotten number 1 through 25 so far. So if you want to know how to get those, you can head back to chapter 4. But since I've gotten them all, I'm going to head to the next area, the Nehru Desert. So to get there, hop off in Skyloft. Oh, forgot to mention there's also Beetle's Air Shop, and I was poaching around for rupees here, hoping to get up to 800, but I wasn't able to find any. But if you can't go to Beetle's Air Shop and grab another adventure pouch, which is what I was looking for, it's not a big deal. If you have the rupees, buy whatever you can, which is what I'm doing here. So now we have almost all of the adventure pouches. Again, if you couldn't afford it, it's not a big deal, because we'll be getting quite a bit of rupees in this next area. Alternatively, you can also go back to Elden Volcano, and there are a lot of digging spots to get rupees as well. So to get to the Nehru Desert, hop off any of the areas in Skyloft and head to the southwestern area of the clouds. Then you can just head to the yellow beam and hop down. So the first area here is the Nehru Mine, and you can see in the distance some large statues. Don't really know what that's about, but we'll find out soon enough. And apparently this wasn't always a desert. It just turned into one after many years, so it's a very old, ancient place. So we'll figure out more about that as we go. As always, you can douse for Zelda here, but you can also just follow me. So first thing you want to do is activate the bird statue here, just so that we can drop here whenever we want. And then head back behind this tower and activate the Goddess Cube number 10. So this Goddess Cube will give us a silver rupee for 100 rupees when we go and get it in the sky, which will be at the end of this chapter. Also, there are bomb flowers here, so I would recommend highly restocking your bomb bag. You also would have been able to purchase a another bomb bag from the bazaar in Skyloft, but I decided against that because we will be finding another one at some point in time anyways. And it's not super important that you have more than 10 bombs at a time anyways. So head forward and push this cart forward all the way until it drops down into the gorge. And then you're going to want to hop down into this little cleft and pull the minecart until it gets to the other side. Then you can hop up on it. Watch out for the yellow choo-choos. These enemies will turn into, or will go electric. In the case that they do that, do not hit them with your sword because you will be electrocuted. And it is very annoying. A lot of enemies will be like that in this area, so keep that in mind as we go through. Now head up and you'll see another minecart. There is also a couple rocks that you can blow up and some more bomb flowers here if you haven't yet stored all the bombs. You can get some extra rupees from that. And then push the minecart as far forward as possible. This may seem silly now, but you'll see why we did it in just a second. Then you can head out into the main clearing out in the open. So in here you'll see a big blue stone right in the middle. Go right up to it and smack it with your sword. And you'll see it will turn everything green and make all of the machines working. Including these little people that resemble the statues we saw when we first came here. Or people or machines, whatever they are. Not quite sure yet. But obviously they are mining something that looks like rupees. Head over to the side here and get an ancient flower. This is a new treasure. And we will need 7 of them total. Actually 8. For a special quest just after completing here. So make sure you get as many as you can while you're here. They will appear. So what we did is we hit a time shift stone, and what the time shift stone does is it basically brings everything in the area to the past. So the ancient flowers appear in this greener state of the past. So pick up as many as you can find. They usually sit in kind of cornered areas, but I'll point out as many as I know that there are. And as long as you follow me, you should be just fine. Anyways, you can head in the minecart, the further one, to open a chest for a red rupee. And then remember the minecart we just pushed? Go back and head into that one, which the time shift stone's, I guess, radius of effect couldn't go all the way, or wasn't long enough to affect this minecart, so we had to push it a little bit. So head into that one and hop out. There's another ancient flower to your left, and then you'll see more. You'll see more rocks on your left as well as a door. So you can throw a bomb into the basket on the door and it will bring it down. And then you can also blow up one of the rocks to find another time shift stone. Not that this is very necessary, but you'll be able to talk to the little creatures here. So now you can head through the doorway and continue along the path. And in here there are some yellow choo-choos, so watch out. And you'll notice the sand here. So the sand will eventually, I guess, drown you. So what you want to do is run across. And then use your bombs and throw them into the baskets of the doorways, which will fall and will give you a resting spot. So you can head in one of these doorways and grab a red rupee. There are also linear ants here that you can catch. As I've mentioned before in the walkthrough, I am not going to be worried about finding all of the bugs because I don't think they're really worth getting, going out of your way for anyways, as I don't particularly use potions that much anyways. But you can boost potions with them, and that's their main function in the game. So if you want them for that, then I can see why you might want them. So there's some keys here. You can defeat them and continue heading forward in this passageway. And you'll come to a large open area. In here there are some enemies that will spit electric rocks at you, so watch out for those. If you have the iron shield, it's not going to be too helpful, so that's why we grabbed the wooden shield. So much like the enemies are called spooms, by the way. Much like the other spooms, you can defeat them by bashing their projectiles back at them. And as you can see, I got electrocuted there by the yellow choo-choo. That's what happens if you swing at them when they are electrified. Anyways, head over to the empty minecart and push it forward as far as you can, and then head up the hill. Drop a bomb on the rocks blocking the track, and then drop a bomb, and then roll a bomb to the rocks blocking the sandy area to the left, and then roll a bomb all the way to blow up the rocks at the very end of the corridor. Here you'll reveal another time shift stone. So go ahead and use your beetle or slingshot or whatever you want to activate it. So you'll notice we wouldn't have been able to get across this sand without the use of the time shift stone, which creates a grassy area. So now you can head through this area. Watch out for the Deku Baba. I recommend using the beetle. And notice there's another ancient flower at the end of the corridor, so make sure you pick that up. So in here there are some dragonflies that I think I was unable to catch. Again, like I said, I think it's kind of a waste of time to go out of your way to catch bugs, but if they're right in front of you, you might as well get them. I was just unable to get these ones. But they're there. and I don't know offhand what potions they will enhance, unfortunately. Anyways, keep heading through this corridor, and you can hop over a ledge and open a treasure chest for a golden skull. So the golden skull is a drop, a rare drop from a bokoblin, but you can also find it in treasure chests, and they're pretty rare treasures. Anyways, you can hop down now and head through the door using the minecart from before into a new area. So that's the end of Lanayru Mine. There was not much going on in there, but it's just a way to get out to this main section, which is the Lanayru Desert. By the way, for the golden skulls, we'll need 4 of them, which I just got my 4th. But if you don't have 4, I think I got some lucky drops earlier. There will be more in the future, so do not worry about it. So here in the Lanayru Desert, there's a lot of sand. And so you have to watch your step a little bit. But first things first, go over and activate this bird statue. We won't head to this guy now, although you can, if you want to pick up the goddess cube that we got before, goddess cube number 10. Or if you have enough rupees to buy something from Beetle, or something from the shop that you want. Blow up the rock on your right hand side as you come through the door to reveal another time shift stone. So this will reveal some vines on the right hand cliff. Go ahead and climb up them and grab an ancient flower. And then you can head along the right side. Remember the spot for later, as it'll lead to a treasure now, but it'll lead to something else later for a side quest. So keep heading along this ledge. Hop down. And you'll see something sticking out of the ground. Remember that for later. There's nothing we can do with it. But it is related to a side quest. And then you'll see a treasure chest. You can either jump down or go through the passageway on the bottom and open it for a goddess plume. So this is another rare treasure that we can get, and this is our first one. The goddess plumes, we will need 3 in order to upgrade everything in the game. So be aware of that. There's a new enemy, a snail-like creature that will roll up and come after you, so be careful with it. So here's the best place in the game, though, to get the tumbleweed I was mentioning. So I actually, I got one to show you, and then I cut out getting a bunch more. And so the amount of tumbleweed you will actually need is 13. So I just grabbed 6 here, but also you can grab the amber relic that's sitting up top. But we will need 13 to upgrade everything in the game, but we can always come back here and grind for more. This is the best spot in the game to get it. There are also some treasure chests that will give us some tumbleweed as well, so it's not imperative that you get all 13 right away. But now continue along avoiding the snail creatures, and you can open the treasure chest here for some tumbleweed. Yeah, so I get a total of 8 here, as well as I think there might have been a couple other chests later. Don't quite remember. It has been a while since I've done this, but Fi will tell you that the tumbleweed can be used to upgrade some stuff, so we should look out for it. So that's some good advice. Now in this southern section, you're going to want to hop onto the first crate that you see, and then chuck some bombs to reveal a time shift stone. Then I thought you might be able to swing at it with your sword, but that is not the case. You have to chuck another bomb to activate it. And you can't throw them high enough to... you can't throw the bombs high enough to get on top of the crates from the ground. So this will activate some new bokoblins. These are... these bokoblins have electric swords, so you'll have to watch out for that. You can either do what I did, and that is take them out very quickly, or wait for them to try and strike you with their sword, and then use your shield to stun them as they're attacking you. This will free the robot in the other crate, and you can go and talk to him. He will give you a new upgrade for your beetle. So he upgrades your beetle to the hook beetle. So now you can pick up things with your beetle and drop them wherever you please. You might guess that this would be useful, and you'd be right. So now with our new hook beetle, we can test it out. As you can see, there are bomb flowers on top of the trees there, so go ahead and hook onto the bomb flowers. You can press Z to look down, and then while looking down, you can press A to drop whatever you're holding. So you can drop them into the doors here. And head in to get some extra rupees. Once you've done that, you can head north a little bit and then pull out your hook beetle and latch on to the bomb flower in the tree in the middle. So you can see there are some more doors here. We're going to want to open that, but But there's also a spume in the middle of the sand, which we might want to drop a bomb on also, so it doesn't bother us. Once you've opened up all the doorways, you can head across to the other side. And if you opened up the doorway on the far right side, there's an amber relic in there that you can pick up. In this next area, watch out for the birds. They will try to drop rocks on you, so just stay moving if you see them get off their perch. So in this sandy area next, you're going to want to drop some bombs on these snail-like creatures. It will destroy them, but their shells will remain, so you can run to their shells, rest up, and then run to the middle of the area. Again, watch out for the spumes. I recommend using bombs to take them out. Although you can also just use your shield. Then pull out your hook beetle. And you'll see a goddess cube in the distance. Go ahead and defeat the snail creature there. Rest up on its shell, and then run to the far edge and use the Skyward Strike on the Goddess Cube to activate Goddess Cube number 11. So this Goddess Cube will give us the heart, a heart medal, I believe. Which might be useful or might not be useful for you, depending if you are constantly searching for hearts. So now do the same thing, drop a bomb on the snail creature. Stand on it for a while, regain your energy, and run all the way to the other side. You should have just enough energy to get up over there. Then over here, you'll notice there's a bird statue, but before heading up, head to your left and hop up the ledge all the way around. It seems like we'd be going backwards, but what we're actually doing is creating a shortcut. Once we get to the other side, there will be a minecart that we can push to create a shortcut, so we don't have to go through that area if we ever want to come here again. Because, spoiler alert, we will be coming to Lanero Desert again after this segment. So make sure you activate the bird statue. And now we are on an area with a sand waterfall and some running sand. It's actually kind of cool. But we want to do the same thing we just did in the last section, except now the snail shells will kind of take us along this river of sand, which is pretty cool. So watch out for that. And then you can try throwing a bomb at them, but that actually doesn't work very well. It worked out for me, but it usually won't explode on contact, and they'll usually just run over it. So I still recommend using the hook beetle, even though you saw me doing the just chucking a bomb. I really don't think that's the best method. So now you can ride the shell all the way to the other side. And over here on your left, again, there is a little area you can climb up. So go ahead and do that and create a shortcut. This area is pretty important. And so later, we will see what else we can do with it. So create this shortcut in the meantime. Then you can head all the way back onto the other side, and we're going to head through the doorway. So now we're in a new area. This area is the Temple of Time. Go ahead and activate the bird statue. As you can, if you douse here, you'll see Zelda seems to be close by, and apparently she was heading to the Temple of Time, which is that structure that you can see the what appears to be the crest of the Hyrule family, although it obviously can't be that because the Hyrule royal family hasn't been established yet, so it's probably just the mark of Hylia. There are some bokoblins here. Make sure you defeat them. Use your beetle to activate the time shift stone and grab the ancient flower that you see. Then you can head across the bridge in the minecart. In this next area, you'll notice a blue glow from the tree trunk in the middle of the region. You'll want to pick up a bomb flower on top of a cactus first, and then fly to the top and drop it down into the tree trunk. There are some rupees up here too, but I don't know if they're worth wasting your time to go and get because it's not too many. But if you have the time, by all means, go ahead and get it. Then before hopping into the minecart, go ahead and use the beetle, and you'll notice there's a bokoblin there, or a bokobaba there. If you can get the bokobaba and the switch in the same go ahead and do it. Otherwise, you can switch to your slingshot, and as you're riding through, you can hit the switch to open the gate. Or you can do it from afar using the beetle. Either way works. It's just in an effort to save time, I use the former method. At the edge here, go ahead and pick up the ancient flower. I think that makes a total of 6 now, which is pretty good. There are some Octoroks here, so take them out. Luckily, they don't shoot anything that is electrified, so even if you did bring your iron shield, you're still fine. Here you'll see Gorkoron. I think that's his name. I might be thinking of actually Twilight Princess, but you'll see the Goron we saw before, and he is studying the ancient runes of this Temple of Time. So he said there's no way to get past this, or at least it'll take quite a while. So we're going to have to find another way in. So now use your hook beetle and pick up a bomb flower and destroy the middle rock, or the farthest rock on top of the column to reveal a time shift stone. Then you can pick up a bomb, or you can just hit it with your beetle. I don't know why I didn't do that, but either one works. And this will reveal a robot as well as some bokoblins. So take out the bokoblins because the robot is, well, they're terrorizing the robot. One interesting thing is that if you push them outside the region of the time shift stone, they will turn into their ancient selves, basically into dust, which is kind of dark, but also it's a way to defeat them. So this robot here will tell you that there is another way to enter the temple, and that is through the Lanayru mining facility. So yes, before we were in the Lanayru mines, but the Lanayru mining facility is an actual building. He will also update your map because your map shows the present, not the past. So he will update it to show the past. Now you can see there are a lot of lost roads under the sand, which you will not sink. So you'll be able to use the map to your advantage when we get back to that area. So now you want to use the time shift stone. You'll see one across the gorge there. Go ahead and hit it with your beetle or your slingshot. And you'll also notice there's a goddess cube up there. That is goddess cube number 12. And before you hop in the minecart, grab the ancient flower and charge a skyward strike as you're going through the minecart and grab the goddess cube. If you miss it, no big deal, you can just head back. So that goddess cube is goddess cube number 12, and it will lead to a piece of heart. So it's a very good one to get. Now on the other side of the gorge here, you can see if you want to get back, you can use the time shift stone up there, but we want to keep moving forward, so head through the doorway there. In here there's another sandy area, and Phi will suggest to use your beacons, to place beacons, because you won't sink in the quicksand, or in the sink sand. Where the map says that there's a road. So what I often do in this part is put beacons at many of the corners, but you can also put them along the roads. Phi will upgrade your beacon capacity to 5. So if you keep heading over, you can grab the Amber Relic. And to demonstrate the beacon, we can put a line of beacons here, which will show us the way to run down this area. Also, the bird here dropped a rock on me. As I was saying earlier in the video, watch out for the birds. So you can go all the way down here. The only thing here is a Lanayru dragonfly. So it's not really worth it. I just wanted to show the usefulness of the beacons in this section of the game. But again, I usually put them at corners because the roads are in straight lines anyways. So as long as you know how to get to a corner, you can guess where the whole line is. So now head over to the mark on your map. There are some places to bomb here, but first activate the bird statue so that we can fly here whenever we want. And then go ahead and blow up the rocks, which will reveal another time shift stone. So I hope you can sense a pattern occurring here, because there are many more time shift stones that we will be uncovering. So there are a couple bokoblins here. You can take them out. Watch out for their swords if you do strike them, so if they block you, you will get electrocuted. These ones are pretty annoying. Time your shield batches correctly, and also look out for the ornamental skulls that they could possibly drop. We've seen these before, but we need quite a bit of them. In total, we need 12 to upgrade all equipment. You'll notice to the left of the big, what looks like almost like a clock, I suppose, there is a stool, so we can sit and regain all of our hearts if we are in trouble. So really what this is this is the key to the Lanayru mining facility, but we have to activate all the generators in order to turn the dials. So Phi will let us douse for those. However, you don't really need to use the dousing ability because you've got me. So the first one we want to go to is to your left, and it's also the easiest one to get. So I recommend placing some beacons at corners. In order to stay on the path. Then you'll notice there's a cracked wall as well as two little robot doors there, so you can blow up the cracked wall. Which will reveal a time shift stone. And this will make the area a little bit easier to traverse. And then you can blow down the walls. You will have to use the time shift stone here to activate the generator, so do make sure you do that. Once you head in the middle door, there is the generator. You can stick your sword in by using a stab move. Also, the far right door you can blow down to get an amber relic. So use your sword to activate this generator. Notice that this is the one with the water droplet. It'll also mark it on your map. That will be more important later on, and you'll see what's going on. And you'll see what's going on. So now we're going to head to the second generator. Also fill up your bag with bombs, your bomb bag, if you're running low, because there are some bomb flowers there. So you can head back up to the main, don't really know what to call it, the main generator, and you'll see that there is a large structure in the north part of the desert. So that's where we want to head next. That's where the second generator is. You'll also notice some treasure chests and maybe some other things on the cliffs and such. We can't get to those just yet. You'll notice these strange symbols, and if you're familiar with any other Zelda game, you might already know what those are, but we won't be able to access those for a while. Also note, if there's any tumbleweed, make sure you grab it, because like I said, we'll need 13 more. Here's another good area for getting tumbleweed at this big structure. So, if you can find it, that's great. And it's also an easy place to warp to. Or not warp, but to drop to. Anyways, once you've bombed the large rock structure, you can head inside. There are these snail things in here, so watch out for those. So in the very middle of the area, you can roll a bomb and reveal a time shift stone. And this will also, the time shift stone will, I guess, revert the snails. It will change the whole area to the past and revert the snails back to their ancient beings, which is just a ball of electricity, I guess. There are also bombs in the barrels in the beginning of the area here, so you can go ahead if you are running low and grab those. So on the floor now that we can get to, there are some bokoblins, so take them out. And also open any treasure chests that you find for some extra rupees. Make your way to the north area. And defeat the bokoblin here. You'll notice that one of the snail creatures was there before and is now a ball of electricity. In order to open the door, we will have to use his power in the generator at the far north part of the building, which Fi will tell you once you step on the little platform, which will open the gate. So there's a hard way to do this and an easy way. The hard way is the way I used to do it all the time, which was to try and roll the thing in there, because you have to pick it up, line it up correctly, and that's really hard. The better way is to do what I just did and hit it with your sword, because it will just roll towards the way there. Then go ahead and activate this generator. This is the lightning bolt. Remember where it is on your map, because it is important. And now all we have to do is activate the last generator. But before we do that, bring out your beetle, and while you're still in this room, send it out and activate the time shift stone. So we never got to see what this room was like when all the sand was in it, but let's do that now. So we'll start to sink in the sand, and you'll see that it will consume you, but there's a treasure chest in here that we can grab. So go ahead and do that. And you can open the treasure chest for a golden skull. Unfortunately, this was a treasure that I didn't need because I got lucky drops earlier in the game. But if you haven't gotten those lucky drops, then there's another golden skull for you. So now use the beetle to activate the time shift stone again, and we can head out of this area and head to the third generator. There's also another treasure chest in the south part, so if you want to run by the bokoblins, you can do that and grab it for a red rupee. So So now back out in Lanayru Desert, you're going to want to head to your left, or also the eastern side, and you'll see another structure in the southeastern corner. Again, any tumbleweed you can grab, do so. Also, place beacons on your map in order to get to the areas. So over in this section, I actually missed a treasure here, and I got it later. So once you're at this part, you want to head south now. And you'll notice over here that there is a cracked wall. Go ahead and blow it up. And head through the passage that you open up. Once you get to the end, there will be a treasure chest. There will also be some yellow choo-choos in your way, so watch out for them. And pick up any jelly blobs that you might find. And you can open this treasure chest then, which is guarded by a huge choo-choo, but you can basically ignore him for heart piece number 7, piece of heart number 7. So then you can head back the way you came to the area we were just at, which I unfortunately forgot to take the little detour to get the piece of heart. But it's not a big deal. So now that we're in the last segment here, called the Stone Cache, you can go ahead and activate the bird statue and open the door. To get into this area. So this is very similar to the last one we were in. And you'll notice in the very south side of it, there is a river of sand, so we're going to have to do something with that. Also, watch out for the yellow choo-choos, and again, watch out for the snail creatures. So you can roll bombs along. The snail creatures won't get you while you're up on land, but you want to roll bombs and destroy some of the rocks here. There's one rock in the middle of the room that you can destroy to get a or to reveal a time shift stone. So now I had some trouble performing this next part. It's kind of difficult. So now what you have to do is, before you activate the time shift stone, you want to use a bomb or use some means of defeating this the snail creature on the far south side. Then once you do that, you'll want to ride its shell all the way to the other side before activating the time shift stone, because you can't do this once you've activated it. Once you've ridden it to the other side, you can create a shortcut for yourself by heading up on the left, and you can open the treasure chest, which is guarded by a yellow choo-choo. And you can get some Elden ore. It's funny how the Elden ore is here, but we saw quite a bit of it in Chapter 4. So now that we've made the shortcut, now you want to activate the time shift stone. So there's a couple things you can do. You can take the long and hard road by picking up the little electric balls, or you can use the beetle to grab them and bring them to the other side for you, which is much easier, as you'll see in just a second. So picking it up, you'll have to throw it on each ledge as you go up, and it alternates between electricity and non-electricity, so that can really screw you up if you're trying to carry it all the way and throwing it. So definitely use the hook beetle, drop it where you want it, and now that you've created the shortcut, you can easily get to the other side. You can also pick up the treasure chest. There are a couple in here to get some extra rupees. Once you're on the other side, you want to do the same thing that we did in the last room. So while you're stepping on the platform, slash it with your sword to get it to go into the little generator area, which will open the bars, and then you can activate the generator once you go through. There's a couple treasure chests in here, so pick them up. You can get a monster horn in one of them, which is useful. It's one of the treasures we have not gotten before. Later we'll be able to get them pretty easily. They're a drop from bokoblins sometimes, but there's a way we can steal them from them with an item later in the game. So we need 8 monster horns to upgrade everything. Then you can activate the generator. This is the flame one, so there's fire, water, and electricity. Kind of like the dungeons here, as you'll see this next dungeon is very focused on electricity, as this area has been. Which is kind of cool. They're not going with the fire, or the... Oh, I guess the first dungeon wasn't water, but they're not... this game doesn't follow the prescribed Zelda formula of, I guess, forest, fire, water. Instead it's forest, fire, desert, or electricity, which is kind of cool. But now we're ready to head, we're ready to head to the dungeon. But first, you can run up and flip the switch to get back to the initial area of the game. So from here you'll want to, it's actually faster to backtrack, but backtrack your way to the main generator, and there's one last puzzle to solve. Make sure you're on the lookout for any tumbleweed that you can find as well. So now you can activate the time shift stone here at the main generator. And now that we've activated all these smaller generators, you're going to want to check out your map and see which direction all of the little the water, the flame, and the lightning bolt are, and you want to line them up respectively. So the first one is the water drop, so go all the way to the left. Well, not all the way, but just do as I do in the video. For the fire, we want to go all the way to the right. Turn it all as far as you can clockwise. And then the lightning bolt is straight ahead. And this will unlock the dungeon Lanayru Mining Facility. But much like before in Chapter 4 and Chapter 2, before heading into the dungeon, I'm going to take some time to go back to Skyloft and first of all grab our Goddess Cube goodies, as well as prepare a little bit, maybe upgrade some equipment because we've gotten a lot of new treasure. So if you want to, you can head into the dungeon and that can be the end of the chapter. But remember, one of the Goddess Cubes does house Piece of Heart number 8, so that will be a whole new heart container before we enter the dungeon, which can be helpful. So now up in the sky, let's we'll get the closest one first. So here you'll just want to hop onto the side of what looks like a small volcano, but it's just has an open top. And you can open this one. This one corresponded to Goddess Cube number 11, and this is the Heart Medallion. So this will make it easier to find hearts while you're out and about. So next we're going all the way across all the way across the sky because the other two are over there. So I've sped up the video getting over there. Once you're over on the other side, go ahead and drop down. You're going to need bombs for this one, so make sure you've got a few. Drop one to reveal the passage, and this will reveal the Goddess Cube treasure chest. You can open this one for a silver rupee. Now the last one is close to here, so go ahead and fly up, although it's much higher. And this is actually on Beetle's Island. well, island in the sky. Although he won't be here because he's running his business in Skyloft. But we'll see this place again before the game is over. Open up this goddess chest here for Piece of Heart number 8. So as I mentioned before, I forgot to get Piece of Heart number 7, but I'm still keeping it in this order. Because it's the natural order to get the Pieces of Heart. So now we want to head back to Skyloft, and we will get as many goodies as we can there. While you're in the sky, you should watch out for the tornadoes, but if you do get caught in one, it's not a huge deal. All it does is throw you off your loft wing. It mainly just slows you down a little bit and is annoying, but it's not going to take you to a whole new part of the sky or really hinder you that much if you get caught in it, so don't worry too much about it. And if you dive right in front of the bazaar, you will appear there. So once you're in the bazaar, our main goal here is to upgrade. You can also buy some potions while you're here too. So you'll also notice that the hook beetle is now eligible to upgrade. But what I'm going to do is upgrade my banded shield to the braced shield, which is the best wooden shield in the game. Because like I said, this next dungeon is heavily based on electricity, so the iron shield's not going to do much for you. Even though it is stronger and it will last longer, the brace shield is our best option for this dungeon. So it is possible that you have enough to upgrade your beetle and maybe seed satchel if you want to upgrade that, because we have gotten those treasures, but I currently don't have enough for them, and that's fine if you don't want to. We won't be using the beetle a ton in this dungeon, and so having the speed upgrade is not extremely important. So now we're ready to head into the dungeon, so hop on down and call your loftwing and head to the yellow light. So what we'll want to do is drop right in front of the dungeon and head in. So that's basically the end of this chapter. Thanks for sticking around. I noticed I've climbed to over 200 subscribers recently, so that's amazing. So yeah, I just want to thank you guys, and you will be seeing more of me this summer, so don't worry, will not be going away. So that is it, and I will see you guys when I see you guys. Goodbye.